Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to all in Nandia Sangun, Dakhil Madrasah from Sripur Gazipur, and welcome to everyone in online classes from this institution. I would like to give thanks to our concerned authority for arranging a wonderful arrangement from this institution for beneficials all of the students in our digital online classes. Welcome to everyone. So my dear students, here I am, Mahbub Alam. Okay, my dear student, you know me very well, but in our education, in our introducing purposes, here is my introductions. I am Mahbub Alam, assistant teacher in English, Nandia Sangun Dakhil Madrasah, Sripur Gazipur. My dear students, welcome to everyone for our today's classes. Our today's classes English first paper for the students of class 9 and 10. Here in our today's class, here we learn how to write a story in a good way. Okay, my students, what you see in these pictures? Before going to this classes, in our previous classes or in our last classes, here I discussed lots of topics, and our today's topic is different. And here, my dear students, how do we write a story about in a correct way, or about how to get a good marks from story writing? Before going to our today's topics, at first we see some pictures. First picture is, what do you see in this picture? My dear student, what you see? Yes, my dear students, your assumption is right, it's there. Next picture is, what do you see in this picture? Here we see two friends or two persons are walking through a deep forest. My dear students, in our previous classes here some of the students are coming to use in my language in Bangla. But my dear students, in my various classes here I use Bangla and English. But in most of the time I always like to speak in English. My dear students, you know, if we want to learn in English, English is called an international language. If you want to learn in English, you should practice English more and more. You have to watch in English movies, you have to watch English news, you have to also read in English newspaper, you have to listen, write and read in English. And not only that, these things are, you have to always imagine in English, you have to practice in English, you have to speak in English. So otherwise you cannot fluent in our foreign language. If you learn any language, you have to practice in this language, you have to practice in that language. Because we know using other types of language is not essential, but it not necessary for learning another language. So my dear students, hope you are always standard and you are keeping your study in smooth way. And you know me very well, and my language are very much familiar to you. So my dear students, I am very much times I use in English, and you should always practice and you should always watch in my video in YouTube in our classes. And if you follow these classes, hope you will get very much beneficial from our classes and from my classes. So in my lectures here, I think a language, think a sentence, think in English, because we want to learn in English. If you do not follow these classes in English, you cannot learn in English over 10 or 12 for your next years. Because in lots of students, they have got in honors and masters, they could not write, they could not speak, they could not say any sentence of English in a correct words. So, if you want to learn in English, you have to practice English, you have to think in English. So, think in English. What we see in this picture, here we see these are the two persons, they are the two male persons, they are going, they are crossing, they are walking through a deep forest. Look at the board, this is a picture of a deep forest. Deep forest, these two friends are walking. We do not know why they are walking this deep forest. But in our next slide, but in our classes here, we know what is their motive, why they are walking, what is their promises to each other. And next, here what we see in this picture, my dear students, two friends are. These are the two friends are. These are the those person whose picture we watched, we saw in our previous slide. Here we see this is a picture. Here one person is staying in a tree, but another person is lying on the ground, and this is the bear. This is the picture of this jungle or forest. Today we shall discuss about the story of two friends and a bear. My dear student, how to write the story? Please follow the classes. At first, when we write a story, at first we give a title. Title, Two Friends and a Bear. This is the name of a title of the story. And here we write the whole story. And the last parts of the page, here we give a moral lesson. Moral lesson. Moral lesson, what we learn from the story. What we learn from the story. What is the key main idea of the story? Give this sentence in one sentence. This is called the moral lesson. And this is the correct form of writing a completing story. Completing an incomplete story to write. Okay, my dear students. So at first we should give the title of the title, that means the name of the story, and the last finishing word is the moral lesson of the story, and this is the correct form. Here we say the two friends, one is climbing in a tree and another is lying down on the ground, and beside him a bear is staying. Okay, my dear student, look at the board. Here, after this lesson, students will able to, if we follow my classes, you will be able to describe the story, say the antonyms of new words, and explain their imaginative power, and say the moral of the story. What is the moral lesson from the story? If you follow the classes, you will be benefited. Okay, my dear student, once there were two intimate friends in a village. We know a sentence, according to Aristotle, no one can live alone until the person is devil or angel. In your first paper, in lesson 1, unit 1, here we read a story about a person, no one can live alone. Because we know no one can live alone until this person evil or angel. So everyone needs a company. So these are the two friends. These are, if you can give an imaginative name, this name is Rohim and his name is Korim. Rohim and Korim. These are the two intimate friends. That means they have close relationships one to each other. They are promised. They promise to each other. They cannot live alone one person in the time of danger. Because they are the friends of one to another. So my dear students, look. One day they were walking in a forest. In the first slide here, you see the picture. If you follow this picture, the two friends are walking. Two friends are walking and they are talking to each other about their friendship, and they say to each other, they promise to each other in the time of danger. My dear students, in my previous classes, here I said, here I told, when we speak to two persons, we use each other. When we speak, when we talk, lots of persons, we use one another. So my dear students, they promised to help each other in time of danger. If they fall in a danger, they help one another because they are the intimate friend. They are the bosom friend. They have a close relationship to one another, and they are working in a forest to see the wonderful picture of the forest. Because we know nature gives us the intimate friends, and nature gives us the fresh air, and nature is our life. So my dear students, they worked and gossiped for a long time and entered into a deep forest. When they worked and they entered in a deep forest, and they are not aware of the deepness of the depth of the forest. And next, all on a sudden, that means suddenly, they saw a bear coming towards them. When they are walking, they saw in towards in front of one of the bear. Bear is a very much dangerous animals. You know, my dear students, bear is a dangerous animals, and this is these are the killed. They are the flesh eater. They always want to eat fish. Okay, my dear student, that times one of the dangerous bear was coming in front of them. And next time, instantly, first friend climbed up a tree. When the two friends saw a bear, they got frightened. They screamed. They do not talk to each other. They always think about own self, how to save my life. But in our previous slide, here we say they are promised they help in time of danger if they fall on a danger. But instantly, when they saw a bear, they instantly first one climbed up a tree. And the next time, and the other friends, second person, the other friend did not know how to climb up a tree, because we know all how to climb up a tree. We do not know how to swim. We do not know how to speak in English. So here the two friends, first friend know how to climb up a tree in smooth way, but in the next friend he didn't know how to climb up a tree. He's got very much frightened. So he thought a plan. He lay down on the ground as a dead man, because he knew that a bear doesn't eat a dead man. In the second person, as he didn't know how to climb up a tree, that's why he lay down like a dead man in the ground of the forest, because he knew that bear didn't eat the flesh, bear did not eat the meat of a dead person. So he lay down like a dead person. My dear students, next the bear came. When the bear came to this person, it smelled the second friend's nose and ear. Because when the bear came, he thought that this is the person of how where he got the flesh from this person. But he smelled, he tasted this person is dead or alive. He smelled the second person nose and ear to taste, to identify this person is alive or dead. And it means the bear, it thought him to be a dead man and went away. When the bear thought that this person is, he stopped his breathing condition that time, and for this reason the bear thought that this person is a dead. But the bear a bear always avoid a dead man, because it doesn't eat a flesh of a dead man. And for this reason the bear went away. The first friend got down. When the bear went away from this place, the first friend got down from the tree and asked the second friend, "What did the bear whisper into your ears?" Because first friend has a curiosity to learn, to hear, because the bear tested in his ear and nose. For this reason, the first friend had a curiosity to know what the bear said. The second friend, the second friend said, "The bear advised me not to believe a friend who leaves his friend in time of danger." That means we should keep a company to be trusted, which is good for us, which is good for another, and we should always keep a good company. Because in our surrounding here are lots of false friends. We do not get the true friends. We learn from the story of the moral lesson, a friend in need in a friend indeed. Because we should always keep a good company in our surrounding. Here are lots of false friends. Here are not true friends. But we should always keep a good company. So my dear students, here for your purposes, now Here what is the moral lesson from this story? What we learn from this story? We learn from this story, a friend in need in a friend indeed. That means whose friend is very much courageous, whose friend is always encouraged to himself for our better understanding, for our in time of danger. They do not save their life. These are called the true friends. So always we should keep a good company. And for the time of our evaluation, so my dear student, here is the key SW homework from UK. Next class here are some. Okay, write 5 sentences about the characteristics of a second friend. So my dear students, from SW, we know that we can compare two friends, first friend and second friend. What are their characteristics? How they are, how they could promise, how they can keep their promise. So my dear students, your SW is, your homework is write 5 sentences. Write 5 sentences. Write 5 sentences about the characteristics. Characteristics about second friend. About second friend. So my dear students, please look at the board. Here write 5 sentences about the characteristics about second friend. We know we can compare the two friends and there are two types of characteristics. First friend is always selfish. He do not think about the second friend. He always think about himself. So that means we can say that first friend is selfish, but second friend is always dedicated. He is very much intellectual, and for this reason he can save his own life. Not only that, he also teach a good lesson in the first friend. So my dear student, no more today. Hope all of you are well, and we always keep pray to the Almighty Allah that so that Allah can give a healthy and healthy life, and always stay at home. Do not go to outside from the home. If possible, always stay at home. Always obey the rules of health and hygiene. And for these reasons, you are always invited to our YouTube channels, and you are always invited to our online classes. For watching these videos, hope you will get much benefited from us. So my dear student, no more today. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.